evening, sir. Can I please get your name and date of birth?
Both of my here.
Thank you so much. And it looks like we're here for two cases on the calendar today. We'll start with the first one, which it looks like some new charges have come in today. It's one count of criminal damage, a Class 6 felony.
Please.
Probable cause has been found, and you will be appointed an attorney to represent you in this matter. I am setting a couple of hearings for you in the downtown Superior Courthouse. Your first hearing will be a status conference on December 6th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning. That will be this Friday. And then there'll be an evidentiary hearing on December 9th at 1:30 p.m. That's the following Monday. And then on December 10th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning for a preliminary hearing. You're also here on another case, and it looks like that is for a criminal bench warrant for a failure to appear at a previous hearing. You'll have a hearing set for that on Thursday, December 5th, 2024 at 8:30 in the morning. In that case, the judge has set your bond at $500. It is a secured appearance bond, so you can use a bail bonding company. However, because you were out on felony charges when you picked up the new charges tonight, you are not bondable on that case because you were out on felony release. And so you do have those 4 different hearing dates that I gave you. It's the hearing date on December 9th at 1:30 that they will address whether or not you will be bondable on this case. So what that means is I would not recommend bonding out on your first case, that's $500, because you will still be held on your second case, which are the new charges today. Do you have any questions?
I was just saying that like the previous charges where I was even being having a felony count before, I would like to contest that because I've never read my Miranda rights.
Okay, so what I would recommend is don't say too much about that case because it is being recorded, so anything you do say can be used by the prosecutor against you, so I would wait till you talk to your attorney on that case. I'm not here to decide whether or not you're guilty or not on that case. You had a hearing that you failed to appear, and so we're just setting you another hearing on that case. You will meet your attorney at that hearing, and you can discuss any defense you have to that they could use for you in that case. And all of the dates and information will be in your paperwork, and you can grab that to your left and then go take a seat outside, okay? Mr. Watkins to the podium, and Derek Levy to the chair. And do we have the state on the line?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is here.
Thank you so much. And would you go ahead and make your appearance?
Yes, Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
Thank you so much. And first case we're going to call is Adam Watkins. Sir, can I please get your name and date of birth?
Adam Watkins.
Thank you so much. And it looks like we're here on some new charges here today. One count of aggravated assault, controlling an officer's firearm, a Class 3 felony, one count of criminal trespass, a Class 6 felony, one count of resisting arrest, a Class 6 felony, one count of aggravated assault on an officer, a Class 6 felony, one count of criminal damage, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of disorderly conduct, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and you will be appointed an attorney to represent you in this matter. And counsel for the state, I did get your recommendation, which indicates that Mr. Watkins has some pending criminal charges out of Pinal County. Is there any additional things you want us to put on the record here today?
Your Honor, the state would just like to acknowledge the allegations that occurred last night, or I guess this morning, given the serious allegations, as well as that I can provide the court a little bit more information on the Pinal County case.
Okay, could you do that, please?
Yes, Your Honor. It was this morning, Your Honor. I guess the arrest was made at just shy of 6 a.m. this morning. The defendant allegedly he broke a window in a front door using a rock. He then entered the home, which did not belong to him, that he had no permission to be at. The victim, along with the victim's 2 young minor children, were inside. They actually barricaded themselves in the bedroom out of fear for their lives. Officers did arrive on scene. While officers were there, the defendant did allegedly grab the barrel of one of the officers' rifles. He was tased at that time, but the defendant did continue to fight with the officers. The defendant allegedly kicked one of the officers in the chest multiple times. He was arrested he was put in handcuffs at that time, Your Honor. The Form 4 does acknowledge that the defendant was making statements. They were, the officers were unable to understand what the defendant was saying. The Form 4 does indicate that the defendant was not under the influence of any drugs at that time. However, the state had an opportunity to speak with the officers prior to the hearing. They are indicating that they believe that the defendant was under the influence of some sort of substance at that time. The Form 4 also does indicate that the defendant was arrested for aggravated assault on an officer and resisting arrest in Pinal County on the 17th. The state did access public records for Pinal County. It does indicate that Pinal County did file on those charges on the 19th, and also on the 19th that the defendant did receive his release condition. So for those reasons, the state does believe that the defendant is non-bondable in this case. Thank you.
Thank you, counsel. And I did review that, and it does look like you do have some pending charges out of Pinal County, and because those are pending felony charges and you were arrested again today for new felony charges, by law you are not bondable at this time. And so I am going to set a couple of hearings for you. You will be appointed counsel to represent you. Your first hearing is going to be a status conference on December 6th at 8:30 in the morning in the downtown Superior Courthouse. You're going to have an evidentiary hearing on December 9th at 1:30, and then a preliminary hearing on December 10th. It will be that December 9th hearing that they will address whether or not they will set bond on this case at that time. Did you have any questions? Okay, and we'll need to reprint this paperwork. If you want to take a seat out there, they'll get you your paperwork in just a moment, okay? That one I think we're going to have to reprint. It has some conditions I had to change. All right, and Derek Levy to the podium. And Ellen Oliver to the chair. And counsel for the state, you intend on appearing on this case as well, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you so much. And sir, can you please give me your name and date of birth?
Derek Levy.
Thank you so much, sir. And it does look like we're here today on a couple of new charges that came in. 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of assault, intent, or reckless to injure, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Probable cause has been found, and you will be appointed an attorney to represent you in this matter. The state is here. They would like to make some recommendations. Counsel, if you would like to put that on the record.
Yes, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state. Your Honor, quickly, the facts of this case are that the victim and the defendant are qualify as domestic violence as either an intimate partner or family member. On the date of the allegations, it is alleged that the defendant had asked the victim for money. The victim denied giving the defendant money. The victim allegedly left the home for a brief period of time. When the victim returned, the defendant was waiting for her. At some point, the defendant then placed his hand on the victim's throat and slammed her down, causing her head to hit the tile floor. The defendant allegedly placed his other hand on her throat and applied pressure. The victim stated that she did lose consciousness and that she did lose bodily movement and urinated herself during the time that the defendant was allegedly strangling the victim. He did state to her that, bitch, I'm going to kill you. I apologize for the language, Your Honor. For those reasons, the state is requesting bond, Your Honor. The state is requesting bond in the amount of $50,000. And the following conditions. The defendant may not possess a firearm. The defendant is not to return to the incident location. If the defendant is released, electric monitoring. No direct or indirect contact with the victim. Do not consume alcohol or illegal substances, as well as house arrest and curfew. Additionally, Your Honor, the state did receive a victim impact statement that was reviewed prior to making the recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, counsel. And sir, as I said, you will be appointed counsel to represent you in this matter, and I've set a couple hearings for you in the downtown Superior Courthouse. Your first one is going to be a status conference on December 6th at 8:30 in the morning. That will be this upcoming Friday. And then you'll have a preliminary hearing on December 10th. That is the following Tuesday at 8:30 in the morning. I am setting a secured appearance bond in this case in the amount of $50,000. That means you can use a bail bonding company. If you do bond out, you will be released to pretrial services supervision. They will place an ankle monitor on you before being released. You have some additional conditions, which include not returning to the scene of the alleged crime. You cannot have any contact with any alleged victims or witnesses. If you do reside at the same location as the alleged victim, you will not be able to return there. You can contact law enforcement for one civil standby to collect any belongings that you do need. Did you have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, all of that information will be contained in your paperwork. You can step to your left. Thank you so much. Good evening, ma'am. Can I get your name and date of birth?
Ellen Oliver.
So much, ma'am. It does look like we're here on two cases here today. It looks like some new charges came in today, and one is intent to facilitate shoplifting, a Class 4 felony. Probable cause has been found, and you will be appointed an attorney to represent you in this matter. I've set a couple hearings for you in the downtown Superior Courthouse. Your first one will be a status conference on December 6th at 8:30. Your second will be a preliminary hearing on December 10th at 8:30. A secured appearance bond is being set in the amount of $2,500 on this case. You can use a bail bonding company. However, if you do bond out, you cannot return to the scene of the crime. You may not go to any targets, and you may not have any contact with any of the arresting officers. You're here on a second matter as well today, and that is on a probation violation warrant. They have alleged that you violated terms 3 and 5 of your probation. You have a hearing set in the downtown Superior Courthouse for a probation revocation hearing on December 9th at 8:30 in the morning. The judge in that case has set your bond at $250. So your total bond between the two cases is $2,750. You will have to post bond on both cases in order to be released. Because you are on probation, you will need to contact your probation officer within 72 hours of being released. Do you have any questions?
What does this mean? I'm going to jail?
So you will stay in custody until you post bond between the two cases, which is $2,750. We do have some hearings set up for you on these cases, so if you don't post bond, the judge at that time could change
Okay,
it.
I'm not Ellen Anthony Oliver.
Excuse me?
I'm not Ellen Anthony Oliver.
Is that the name you gave me when you first came up here?
No. Isn't that my name, Ellen? I said Ellen Oliver. I'm doing something because Ellen Oliver said, Ellen Oliver said, I'm at a place, and when I got released on Australia last time, they didn't get to finish all me. They just didn't done a little, but.
So what's your name?
They did something to continue finishing, not to continue, but they did something so I can leave. I'm getting released from Australia. Not because of that. I don't get arrested, so.
Okay, and what's your name then, ma'am?
Huh?
What is your name?
Ellen Oliver. They say Ellen Oliver said.
So your name is Ellen Oliver?
Said.
Okay, and then your date of birth is September 16th, 1977?
Yeah, but you got to do Ellen Oliver said.
And how do you spell the second last name?
Huh?
How do you spell the second last name?
It was Ellen Oliver. They said to get me released from jail.
So you have two last names, Oliver said?
No. They, to get me released from the Australia jail the last time, it's Ellen Oliver. But it's not. They gotta, continue doing me, because and then it goes, Oliver said,
Okay.
so, Ella told you Oliver, I think Ella and Tony Oliver left.
Okay. All right.
I mean, I'm not Ella and Tony Oliver, but that's what I heard about. Something, I don't know, no, maybe not.
Okay, your hearing dates and your location will be in your paperwork to your left. If you could step to your left and grab that, okay? Thank you so much.
Okay, so what am I gonna do about the name? I'm not,
You'll have to address that with the assigned judge.
I'm not even supposed to be arrested.
Okay, so right now you have been arrested on new charges, and so you can go ahead and grab your paperwork and step to the left, okay?
Where I'm at, there's no police.
Come on, Miss Oliver. Here, take a paperwork.
Ms. Reyes to the podium, and Ms. Gibbons to the chair. Good evening, Ms. Reyes. Can I please get your name and date of birth?
Marcelina Reyes.
And your date of birth? Thank you so much. And it does look like we're here today on a probation violation warrant. They have alleged that you violated term 3 of your probation. You will be appointing counsel to represent you in this matter. I've set a hearing for you in the downtown Superior Courthouse. It's a probation revocation arraignment hearing on December 9th at 8:30 in the morning. The judge in this case has set your bond at $250. If you do post your bond, please make sure you follow all of your conditions of release listed in your paperwork, including contacting your probation officer in 72 hours. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, that information is in your paperwork to your left. Thank you so much. And we'll have Ms. Gibbons to the podium and Ms. Jenkins to the chair. Hi, ma'am. Can I please get your name and date of birth?
Jessica Gibbons.
Thank you so much. And it looks like we're here today on a municipal court warrant out of Apache Junction. Looks like it was a warrant relating to failure to pay fines and disorderly conduct. Due to them being misdemeanor charges, you're not entitled to counsel, but I am going to set you a hearing in the Apache Junction Municipal Court. Your hearing is an arraignment hearing on December 4th, 2024, 8:30 in the morning. Are you here being held on any other charges?
I just bonded out on a $50 bond on I'm sorry, give me a second. It was for failure to pay, and
That was another
Mesa.
justice court warrant?
Yeah, and then I'm just waiting for I think that's it. I'm
Okay.
pretty sure.
All right, so on this case, you will be released on your own recognizance. That's your promise to appear at the hearing. That's the December 4th hearing that I just gave you. If you do fail to appear, they'll issue another warrant. You'll likely be arrested again, and then they will set a bond at the next time. So please just make sure you appear at that hearing so you can get those issues resolved out of your Apache Junction Municipal Court. There's some additional conditions of release, which include not initiating any contact with the arresting officers and keeping your address updated with the court. Did you have any questions?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you so much. The information will be in your paperwork to your left. Good evening, ma'am. Can I get your name and date of birth?
I'm Chelsea Jenkins.
Thank you so much. And it looks like you're here out of a justice court warrant out of the West Mesa Justice Court. Looks like it was previously regarding a driving on a suspended license.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Because it is a misdemeanor, you're not entitled to counsel in this matter, but I have set you a hearing in the West Mesa Justice Court for an arraignment hearing. It's a couple weeks out on this one. It's December 17th at 8:30 in the morning.
That's not gonna work.
So I can't change the hearing dates for you. If that doesn't work for you,
Well, I'll be in here.
are you here on other?
Yeah.
Okay. Self-surrender, okay. So you're not being held on bond? Are you already sentenced on the other one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know how long you'll be sentenced for?
So I do 5 days this time, and then I leave for a couple of days, and then I come back for 5 days, and I leave a couple of days, and I come back for 5
Okay.
days.
So when you're out those 5 days, if you're not going to be able to attend that hearing, please call them. I don't think they have trouble getting them reset, but just let them know what's going on. But if you don't call them and let them know and you don't appear, they'll issue another warrant. I am going to release you on your own recognizance on this, so that's just your promise to appear at that hearing, or at least call and get that changed if you let them know. There'll be some additional conditions of release that are listed in your paperwork. Did you have any questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's listed in your paperwork right there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, ma'am. Can I please get your name and date of birth?
Alyssa Frark.
Thank you so much. And it looks like we're here today on a couple of new charges. One count of resisting arrest, a passive resistance, a Class 1 misdemeanor, and one count of exceeding the posted speed, a Class 3 misdemeanor. It looks like these are out of the North Valley Justice Court. Due to the nature of your charges, you're not entitled to counsel to be appointed. That doesn't mean you can't hire somebody at your own expense. We just won't be appointing you counsel here today. I am going to set you a hearing in the North Valley Justice Court for an arraignment hearing on December 17th, 2024 at 9 a.m. I am releasing you today on your own recognizance that you're promised to appear at that hearing. If you do fail to appear, they'll likely issue a warrant. If you get arrested on it, then they will likely hold you on a bond next time. So please just make sure you appear at that hearing. In addition to that, please don't have any contact with the arresting officers, and make sure to keep the court updated with your current address. Did you have any questions?
No.
Okay, that information will be in your paperwork to your left.